2, 1, booster ignition. And List 2 now bound for the moon.
Just about 3 weeks ago, we all watched in awe as NASA's Artemis II crew carried out a historic mission. Astronauts Reid Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen set a new distance record on their journey to the far side of the moon, reaching a peak distance of more than 250,000 miles from Earth. During their 10-day mission, the crew captured stunning images of Earth and the lunar surface, captivating audiences around the world. Joining us now, it is our honor to host the crew of Artemis II. Commander Reid Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialists Christina Koch and Jeremy Hansen. Commander Wiseman, Reid, we'll start with you. So what's new? Anything been up to anything of late? No.
Yeah, just living our normal lives.
But let's start actually there. What is it like to sort of, maybe normal's not quite the right word, but what is it like to have accomplished something literally no one else in humankind has done, and now to be back? What is that re-entry like?
It's honestly, it's wonderful. When you're out there on the far side of the moon, you're experiencing things that few, if any, humans have ever experienced, and we're doing it together as a crew of 4. I mean, I love these people that we just went around the moon together, and then you get to come back and see your families, and you realize when you're that far away, you miss Earth, you miss your family. So the intensity of that is it really shocked me, actually. And so getting to come home, talk to your kids, try to reassemble your life, it's pretty impressive.
All right, Victor, we'll now go back to the beginning. Just remind audiences just how long in the making this journey was and the years of preparation that it took for this mission, but also to get to this point in your career.
Absolutely. Well, you know, people ask me how long it took to become an astronaut. I was 37 when I got selected, so I say 37 years. And like that, same thing applies to this mission. We were assigned to this team in March of 2023. That went public on April 3rd, 2023. But, you know, we joined, and we would say it often then in the media, that we're the newest members of this team. We were working on Orion and the Space Launch System and upgrades to our ground systems on the order of 15 to 17 years. And so some of this has been people's life's work, and we are grateful to them for all they did.
Christina, when the mission when that moment, when we just showed it there, of liftoff, can you even begin to just try to walk us through what you were thinking or feeling?
Well, it's funny because much of it is just like everything we've practiced for 3 years. The sights and the sounds, the displays for you, the things that we're going to hear from the ground teams. And then the engines light. We have our main engines light about 6 seconds before our big solid rocket motors light. And the moment they light, we just start moving. And of course, you know that it's real. We were expecting all kinds of rumbling. It actually was a pretty smooth ride. But my favorite moment was a few minutes into the ride, and Jeremy Hansen just goes, "This is so cool." And he said what we were all thinking, just a lifetime of dreams, years of work, culminating in that moment, consolidating everyone's talents and hard work. It was amazing.
A gift of understatement, perhaps, Jeremy. What was it like knowing this culture is so fragmented? People have so many options, the way they view the news or consume entertainment or whatever it is. It's so easy to be siloed. This was something that was so striking because it broke through to just about everybody. That really was people who I did not expect. You know, kids were like, I want to hear about this. So what is that like to know, frankly, the whole world was watching?
We didn't know when we were in space. We were just doing our job. We're well-trained individuals supported by an extraordinary team. But when we got back and we started to absorb what the fact that the world paused and looked at this and were inspired by it was really warming for us, because we as humans, we have a choice of what we pay attention to, what we use our energy for. And it just reminded us that, man, people want positivity. They want to create together versus destroy. That gives me hope for the future.
We were all rooting for you, and we were worried when we got news about the bathroom being out. Yeah. So, Reid, let's talk about the history-making part of this. I mean, I won't even really begin to. I'd be curious. Can you even comprehend the idea that the four of you have been further than anyone else who's ever come before?
It is very hard to comprehend. I mean, we often talk that we don't talk in these superlatives. We don't talk in these firsts and onlys, because what we really want, we want to get home. We want to cheer on our fellow astronauts, to watch them go further, to watch them walk on the moon, to watch them walk on Mars, to expand into the solar system, to learn how to do all of these things. But it is neat to take a moment and just be proud of the team, be proud of what we just accomplished. And it's not the four. The we is not the four. The we is what NASA, the international community, Canadian Space Agency, European Space Agency, we just accomplished something very unique and very great. And I think it was best highlighted for me. My daughter went outside on about the 4th day of the mission. She looked at the moonrise, and the first thought she had was, my dad and his friends are there right now. Like, this generation, we all are now in a generation where we've been to the moon.
Just you saying that now gives me chills. Victor, talk to us just about what it looked like. That the images are so extraordinary.
You know, it's way better than those images. Let me tell you, the dimensionality. I love to hear Jeremy talk about the depth, and when you see the stars and you're truly among them, you know you're not looking up at a canvas with dots on it. You're out there with them. There was a moment where Reed said it. I think our brains had not evolved to see some of the things that we saw. And there were moments where the only thing that was appropriate to say was, oh, my God. It was truly a spiritual moment. It was so amazing to see some of those sights.
So, Christina, what do you take back with you?
Something that I think will stay with me forever is seeing the Earth. We sometimes called it tiny Earth because it was so far away, but just sitting like literally an oasis, like a lifeboat in the middle of so much cosmos and blackness. It really just taught us that what we have is special, that it's our world, our choice, and that we can come together to do things on a global scale.
So, Jeremy, that's a perfect segue. Tell the people watching at home why this is so important, why this sort of exploration is so necessary to the moon, but also beyond.
Yeah, it's really simple. We have a lot of problems on the planet that we need to tackle and solve. And I think the missing link for some people, but something that we see so concretely, is when you set these enormous goals, you don't just bring people together even from one country, but from around the world. And when you do that, the innovation and the creativity it just blows you away. And that is why it is worth investing in setting these big goals.
And Commander, I'll leave the last word to you. What do you want people to know about what you saw, but also what humankind can do?
I think this crew summed it up best, and we've said it a few times, that the astronaut creed is to launch as friends and land as friends, and we launched as friends. I've said it a bunch of times, and we truly landed as best friends. Like, the way that the whole community came together to support us, the way the world stopped for just a few seconds. That was all we asked. Just everybody come together for a second and root on this journey, and everyone came together. So everyone on this planet was a part of Artemis 2, and that makes us very proud.
Deeply inspiring. We thank you all. Artemis 2 Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialist Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen, our thanks to all of you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we're going to get more news and new reporting on how much time it might take the United States to replenish key weapons systems that are being used in the Iran war. We'll be right back with more Morning Joe.